Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. In the sprawling, interconnected realm of the 21st century, a new kind of warfare is being waged. It's a conflict fought not on physical battlefields with soldiers and tanks, but in the digital shadows with lines of code and malicious software. This is the world of nation-state digital espionage, a clandestine domain where governments deploy elite teams of cyber operatives to infiltrate, disrupt, and spy on their adversaries. Today, we're navigating this unseen battlefield to understand its history, its major players, and the very real impact it has on our world. The story of state-sponsored hacking begins in the early days of the internet, but it has evolved at a breathtaking pace. What started as simple probes of computer systems has become a sophisticated pillar of modern statecraft. One of the earliest documented cases was the Cuckoo's Egg incident back in 1986. A group of West German hackers, recruited by the Soviet KGB, managed to infiltrate US military networks and steal sensitive data. It was a jarring wake-up call. By the 1990s, as the internet exploded into public life, these activities escalated. The focus shifted from single computers to sprawling government and corporate networks. A 1998 series of attacks on the US military, codenamed Solar Sunrise, further proved that the digital domain was the new frontier for espionage. The 2000s, however, marked a crucial turning point with the emergence of something security experts call the Advanced Persistent Threat, or APT. Unlike a typical hacker who gets in, steals something, and gets out, an APT is all about the long game. These are highly targeted, stealthy campaigns designed to maintain a persistent presence inside a network, quietly siphoning off data over months or even years. One of the first major APT campaigns to be identified was Titan Rain, a series of attacks originating from China that began around 2003. They targeted US and UK government and defense contractor systems, relentlessly hunting for military and technological secrets. Then, in 2007, the world saw how cyber operations could be used as a tool of political force. A series of massive cyber attacks, widely attributed to Russia, crippled Estonia's banking, media, and government websites. It was a demonstration of power, showing that a nation could be brought to its knees without a single shot being fired. But the 2010s brought an even more terrifying evolution. From pure espionage to destructive attacks, the most infamous example is the Stuxnet worm, discovered in 2010. Believed to be a joint US-Israeli operation, Stuxnet wasn't designed to just steal data. It was designed to cause physical damage. It successfully sabotaged Iran's nuclear program by manipulating the centrifuges at its Natanz uranium enrichment facility, causing them to spin out of control and destroy themselves. This was the first known instance of a cyber weapon causing real-world, physical destruction, and it ushered in a new era. Since then, the scale of these attacks has only grown. We saw the 2014 hack of Sony Pictures, attributed to North Korea in retaliation for a satirical movie. We saw the 2015 breach of the US Office of Personnel Management, believed to be the work of Chinese hackers, which compromised the sensitive personal data of over 22 million government employees. And we saw the 2016 interference in the US presidential election by Russian APT groups, which used hacking to influence a democratic process. More recently, the 2020 SolarWinds attack, also linked to Russia, was a masterclass in sophistication. By compromising a popular IT management software, the hackers gained access to thousands of government and private sector organizations worldwide in a single blow. So who are the masterminds behind these operations? In this shadowy world, a few countries have emerged as the dominant players, each with its own array of formidable hacking groups, or APTs. First, there's Russia, often seen as the masters of disruption and influence. Their groups are renowned for technical skill and are often linked to intelligence services like the GRU and SVR. You've likely heard of APT-28, also known as Fancy Bear. Attributed to the GRU, they are infamous for their role in the 2016 hack of the Democratic National Committee, which was aimed at influencing the US election. Another Russian group, APT-29, or Cozy Bear, is linked to the SVR and is known for its stealth. They were the architects of the massive SolarWinds attack. And then there's the Sandworm team, also from the GRU, who specialize in destruction. They are believed to be behind the 2015 and 2016 cyber attacks that caused widespread blackouts in Ukraine, and they unleashed the devastating NotPetya malware in 2017, which caused billions of dollars in damage globally. Next, we have China. Their nation-state hacking apparatus is vast, with a primary focus on economic espionage. Their goal is often to steal intellectual property to bolster their own industries and military. A famous early example is APT-1, linked to the People's Liberation Army. A 2013 report revealed they had stolen hundreds of terabytes of data from over 141 organizations, primarily targeting industries like aerospace and technology. A more recent group, Volt Typhoon, is highly concerning because it specializes in targeting critical infrastructure in the United States, communications, energy, and water systems. Their goal appears to be pre-positioning themselves for disruptive attacks in the event of a geopolitical crisis. Then there is North Korea, the financially motivated rogue state. Under heavy international sanctions, the regime uses hacking to generate revenue. The Lazarus Group is their most infamous crew. They're credited with the 2014 Sony Pictures hack and the devastating 2017 WannaCry ransomware attack. But their main focus is theft. They have stolen billions of dollars from cryptocurrency exchanges and financial institutions, often using sophisticated social engineering schemes like fake job offers to lure in their victims. Iran has also become a rising power in cyber espionage. Groups like APT-33 and APT-34 target aerospace, energy, and government sectors, primarily in the Middle East and the US. They are known for using data-wiping malware, like Shamoon, which is designed to completely erase hard drives. Of course, we can't forget the Western powers. The United States and its Five Eyes intelligence partners are also major players. The Equation Group, widely believed to be linked to the U.S. National Security Agency, or NSA, is considered one of the most sophisticated APTs in the world. They are thought to be the co-developers of the Stuxnet worm. The NSA's own cyber warfare unit, called Tailored Access Operations, or TAO, has been active since the late 90s, specializing in collecting intelligence by infiltrating foreign computer systems. So what's in the arsenal of these digital spies? Their primary strategy, as we mentioned, is the advanced persistent threat. It's a patient, multi-stage process. First, reconnaissance to find weaknesses. Second, initial compromise, often through a simple trick. Third, establishing a foothold with backdoors to ensure they can always get back in. Fourth, lateral movement, where they spread through the network to find valuable data. And finally, data exfiltration, slowly sneaking the stolen information out to avoid detection. One of their most effective tools isn't technical at all. It's social engineering, hacking the human. Spear phishing is a classic example. An attacker crafts a convincing email, seemingly from a trusted colleague, with a malicious link or attachment. The 2016 DNC hack began exactly this way, when a campaign staffer was tricked into revealing their email password. The ultimate cyber weapon, however, is the zero-day exploit. This is an attack that takes advantage of a previously unknown software vulnerability. It's called zero-day because the developer has had 0 days to create a patch. Because there is no defense, these exploits are highly prized and incredibly powerful. The Stuxnet worm used multiple zero-day exploits to bypass security at the Iranian nuclear facility. A more modern and stealthy technique is called living off the land. Instead of using custom malware that might be flagged by security software, attackers use a target's own legitimate tools, like PowerShell or other administrative utilities, to carry out their mission. This makes their malicious activity blend in with normal network traffic, making it incredibly difficult to detect. The Chinese group Volt Typhoon is a master of this technique. This isn't just a technical cat-and-mouse game. These actions have profound geopolitical consequences. Cyber espionage is a powerful tool of foreign policy, used to steal everything from classified military plans and diplomatic communications to valuable trade secrets that give a country an economic edge. But it goes beyond espionage. We are now in an age of cyber warfare, where attacks target critical infrastructure. The Russian attacks on Ukraine's power grid prove that digital code can be used to cause blackouts, sow chaos, and paralyze a nation. This blurs the line between a cyber attack and a traditional act of war. Furthermore, states are using the digital realm for sophisticated influence operations. This includes spreading disinformation on social media to sow discord, and hack and leak operations where stolen information is strategically released to damage a political opponent. This manipulation of public opinion strikes at the heart of democratic processes. One of the biggest challenges in all of this is attribution. The internet provides a cloak of plausible deniability. Attackers can route their operations through multiple countries and use techniques to hide their tracks, making it extremely difficult to prove definitively who was responsible. Attributing an attack is a complex puzzle, combining technical forensics with traditional intelligence. And the decision to publicly blame another nation is a major political act, one that can escalate tensions dramatically. The international community is still struggling to establish clear rules of the road for cyberspace. Documents like the Tallinn Manual explore how international law applies to cyber warfare, but it's not a binding treaty, and there's no global consensus. So how do we defend ourselves in this digital realm? For nations, it requires a whole-of-government approach, international cooperation, robust public-private partnerships, and clear policies to deter attackers by showing there will be consequences. For organizations, it means a defense in-depth strategy. This starts with employee education, because people are the first line of defense against social engineering. It means strong access controls, like multi-factor authentication, and diligent patch management to close known vulnerabilities. And it requires advanced threat detection systems that look for anomalous behavior, not just known viruses. Looking ahead, the battlefield is set to become even more complex. Artificial intelligence is a double-edged sword. It can be used to create more sophisticated attacks, but also to build smarter defenses. The explosion of the Internet of Things, all those smart devices in our homes and industries, has created a vast new attack surface of often insecure devices. And on the horizon is quantum computing, which has the potential to break the encryption that protects almost all of our digital information today. The shadowy world of nation-state hacking is no longer science fiction. The threats are real, the stakes are incredibly high, and the fight for control in the digital realm is shaping global security, politics, and our everyday lives. Understanding this unseen conflict is the first step in navigating the challenges of our deeply interconnected world.